Well, howdy do, everyone, and welcome to the contingency plan. You ready? This is yet another video response to identical comments that I'm tired of answering individually over and over again. This one is in regards to something I have stated multiple times in many videos. First off, let me clarify something. Just because I say how I'm going to do something doesn't mean that you have to get all bent over it because you disagree. A simple
I see your point, but that won't work for me
is sufficient. This is in regards to my preference when it comes to traveling from point A to point B during shit hits the fan. Keep that small detail in mind. And more specifically, one particular aspect of it. For whatever reason, there are some people that really take offense to one of my suggestions. For those of you that have followed this channel for a while, you probably know that I prefer to and will be traveling at night if such a situation ever becomes a reality. I have stated my reasons over and over as to why I will be traveling at night, which reminds me of yet another thing people bring up regarding this topic that I may touch on in a future video. As many of you know, not only do I recommend, yes, it's only a recommendation, not a decree, that you travel at night, but I also recommend that you carry bolt cutters as part of your bug out kit. You have no idea how many messages I've received saying things such as,
bolt cutters are too heavy.
"Are you kidding me? Do you even know what bolt cutters are?" These are bolt cutters. They weigh like 2 pounds, maybe. I think some of you might have these confused with a jackhammer. At least I hope so. To clarify my position on traveling at night, first off, I suggest that you do it at night. Secondly, follow roads if necessary, but stay off to the side. Most roads these days have some sort of fence along the shoulder. Travel on the other side of this fence. This has a couple of benefits. Not only does it keep you off the road where you could be surprised by headlights or suddenly coming across other people, but it also puts a barrier between you and anyone else that comes along. One thing traveling off-road will come with, however, are these fences. And this is the point where some of the commenters start having problems with the whole concept. Remember, my videos are from the point of me traveling at night. I don't care what your methods would be while stomping around during the daytime because that's not the mindset I'm approaching this from. You can drape yourself in glow sticks and shove sparklers up your ass for all I care. This is in regards to how I would be getting from point A to point B during shit hits the fan. Try to imagine yourself on foot traveling potentially long distances in a hostile world where there may be people just looking for someone to rob and kill. And if you want to risk doing so in broad daylight, fine. Godspeed. I personally am going to do whatever I can in order to tilt the odds in my favor. That's just me. In my way of thinking, you are going to have a finite number of hours each night to cover ground. The last thing I'm going to do is risk not only slowing myself down, but also serious injury. Some fences you may come across are relentless and will cause you physical harm if you, for whatever reason, think you're going to climb over each one that you come across. If you would prefer to remove everything that you're carrying, toss it over a fence, then straddle that fence, hopefully get over it in one piece while avoiding injury, then put all your crap back on over and over again, more power to you. I don't care how you do it. This is about how I would do it. This brings us to the nonsense of trespassing or vandalizing fences. Really? This is shit hits the fan, not a weekend hike. I can't tell you how many commenters have stated that they would, and I'm not joking here.
Track down the son of a bitch that cut my fence.
Once again, let's inject some common sense into this entire scenario, Tonto. I don't know how to stress this point enough. This is shit hits the fan. Your one and only concern at that point is going to be food, water, and not being blood-eagled for entertainment purposes. Odds are very slim that you're going to decide to patrol the back 40 for shits and grins, come across a fence that has been cut, then decide to track the 1 to 100 individuals that went through that fence anywhere from last night to a week ago. That's simply not reality. Yes, I get it. You're upset that a part of your fence was cut. Guess what? Get over it. That's your only option. You're simply not going to Daniel Boone it and start reading the land and heading off on some personal vendetta. You're going to say,
Well, shit.
and get back to keeping yourself and your loved ones alive for another day. Let's all try and do our best to live within the confines of reality. This is the sort of nonsense I receive regarding this topic. Bless his heart. This does nothing to resolve the issue of you still needing to climb over each fence you come to. It also does little to remove the possibility of you being injured in the process. This only makes the sharp, pointy parts slightly less sharp and pointy. If you do as I suggest, nobody's getting killed cutting a fence. If you choose to stroll around in broad daylight, your odds increase, but you still seem to have difficulty picturing this in your head. You're not standing in someone's front yard at high noon cutting their fence. This is exhausting dealing with individuals like this. I don't know if your parents prevented you from actually using your imagination as a child or what the real issue is here. Go right ahead, climb all the fences you come across. When you suddenly find yourself like this guy, maybe it will all start to click. There will be no such thing as vandalism during shit hits the fan. There will only be survive or not survive. It's not like you're out spray painting the anarchy symbol on people's front doors. If you come to a fence, you have two options. Take off everything you have with you, toss it over the fence, then risk injury trying to get to where your gear is now lying on the ground. Or snip, 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 and continue right on walking. Farmer Wilson isn't going to call the police and report damage to part of a fence in the middle of nowhere. Some of you people are ridiculous. Again, I don't care how you would do it. Start a channel and make a video about how you wouldn't cut fences. There's nothing stopping you. I'm cutting fences, and I'll more than likely be whistling a happy tune as I do it. Something like, I don't know, maybe something by Duran Duran. Thank you for watching, and God bless each and every one of you. Peace.